Hello students. So in sexual reproduction, the three phases we discussed, those were number 1, pre-fertilization event, second, fertilization, and the third one, that is post-fertilization events. First phase, pre-fertilization events, we completed, in which two main processes were there, gametogenesis and how the gametes are getting transferred. अब बात करनी है सेकेंड फेज फर्टिलाइजेशन इवेंट्स की. सो हियर वी आर गोइंग टू स्टार्ट विद द फर्टिलाइजेशन प्रोसेस. टू फॉर्म zygote, this is the most important process. So for zygote formation, this one is most important process where gametes fuse, and this fusion is known as syngamy, or maybe you can say fertilization. So actually when we are saying syngamy, syn मतलब सिंक होना, एक दूसरे में फ्यूज हो जाना. Gamy means gametes. Same process interchangeably can also be known as fertilization. Now, when I am saying syngamy, just assume that if syngamy is not happening and still zygote formation is occurring, and if syngamy occurs and then zygote formation occurs, then what can be the difference? So start करने जा रहे हैं. First, that is writing here that if syngamy doesn't take place, syngamy नहीं हो रहा है, and still zygote formation occurs. Here this can be seen normally in the examples like rotifers. Rotifers are nothing but the Aschelminthes, few lizards, honeybee. These organisms, rotifers, few lizards, honeybee, and the turkey bird. In this type of organisms, simply the female gamete, or I can write the egg. This is unfertilized egg, and that egg or female gamete get converted into new organism. We already know that when this kind of process happens, it is known as parthenogenesis. It is known as parthenogenesis. Right? So here, without fusion, you can write without fusion, directly zygote formation occurs. Okay. Now second step, what if syngamy is there? So syngamy is occurring. My goal will be happy. So if syngamy happens, then what will happen? Then obviously this leads to with fusion. Here it may occur in two ways. That fusion can occur outside the body. Outside the body बोले तो gametes are released into some medium. right? So here I can say outside the body, and that is known as external fertilization. And what if it occurs inside the body? That is internal fertilization happens. Normally, external fertilization is seen. Example here I am writing. So it is seen in bony fish and in frogs. These are the examples where large amount of gametes are released into water. So large number of gametes, both male and female gametes I am talking about, are released in water. Because of that, I already said there should be great synchronization between the gametes. Why? Because all the gametes are released into water and they have to ensure fertilization process because it's a natural process. So, great synchronization is also seen. And then ultimately, fertilization occurs in water. So large number of offsprings can also be developed. But the major threat over here is survival till the adulthood. क्या बोल रहे हैं? They are in open natural environment. तो ऑब्वियसली प्रेडेटर्स होंगे बहुत सारे, और जब एग बन रहा है, फर्टिलाइज्ड एग जब जायगोट बन रहा है, तो उसमें बहुत सारा नरिशमेंट भी होगा. सो जब नेचुरल एनवायरनमेंट में ऐसे एग्स अवेलेबल है, तो बाकी ऑर्गेनिज्म आके उनको खाने का ट्राई करेंगे. दैट इज द बिगेस्ट प्रॉब्लम विद एक्सटर्नल फर्टिलाइजेशन. So here I can write that the biggest problem is existence of predators, and due to that, therefore it becomes threatening of survival till एडल्टहुड. वो आगे जाके डेवलप होके मैच्योर एनिमल्स बने, उसकी कोई गारंटी रहती नहीं है. हो सकता है कि और आके कोई क्रोकोडाइल है या शार्क है या कोई और प्रेडेटर्स आके उनको खा जाए, विच इज वेरी कॉमन इन नेचर. फाइन. नाउ वी आर स्टार्टिंग विथ इंटरनल फर्टिलाइजेशन, वेर इट कैन बी सीन. It can be seen in fungi, bryophytes, pteridophytes, gymnosperms, angiosperms. Along with that, animals like reptiles, aves, mammals. These are the examples for internal fertilization, where fertilization occurs inside the body. So the male gametes have to go or have to reach till female gametes. They have to go till female gametes. Because of that, now what will happen? That certain mechanisms will be there. So the male gametes are allowed to enter into the female's body. So development also takes place in female body, and ultimately they can lay eggs or can give birth to young ones. Normally here the male gametes are motile and many in number, while the female gametes are non-motile and less in number, so that fertilization can allow production of limited offsprings. Normally, when we are talking about the seed plants, they have non-motile male gametes. So, in seed plants, they have non-motile male gametes, and because of ये जो नॉन मोटाइल है, आगे हमने बोला कि मेल गैमेट्स आर नॉर्मली मोटाइल, बट यहाँ पे प्लांट्स में मेल गैमेट्स कैन नॉट मूव, तो क्या करेंगे? फॉर दैट पोलन ट्यूब डेवलपमेंट विल टेक प्लेस. जस्ट गिविंग यू हियर, अगर मान लो कि ये स्टिग्मा है विच इज फीमेल पार्ट एंड उसके ऊपर पोलन ग्रेन आ जाता है, तो उसमें से स्लोली ग्रेजुअली पोलन ट्यूब आएगी और मेल गैमेट को नीचे की साइड लेके जाएगी. सो नॉन मोटाइल मेल गैमेट्स कैन मूव विद द हेल्प ऑफ पोलन ट्यूब. सो नॉन मोटाइल, एंड बिकॉज ऑफ दैट पोलन ट्यूब development will be there. So fertilization is over. Now we need to move on to the last and the third phase, that is known as post fertilization events. Post fertilization events means the events which occur after fertilization. So this occur after fertilization, where two main processes are going to happen. First one is known as zygote, and the second one, that is embryogenesis. So now first step we'll start with zygote formation. Zygote formation is universal in all sexual reproductive methods. कोई भी sexual reproduction method ले लो, हर एक में zygote formation होना है, मतलब होना है. So zygote formation is universal in, let me write, zygote formation is universal in all sexual reproduction methods. Zygote always forms by fusion of haploid male gamete and haploid female gamete. It will cause fusion, and that's why N plus N zygote will be diploid, 2N in ploidy. So male and female gametes are going to fuse to give you zygote. Now the important is where zygote formation occurs, which is the link of previous part. That is, it can occur, zygote formation can occur through external fertilization or maybe through internal fertilization. That is, your zygote can form outside the body. Here it can form inside the body. It can be in any ways, outside or inside. Further development of zygote, it depends on mainly two processes. ध्यान रखना है, मैंने बोला जायगोट का आगे का डेवलपमेंट कैसे होगा, वो दो चीजों पे निर्भर करता है. सो फर्दर डेवलपमेंट ऑफ जायगोट डिपेंड्स ऑन two things. Number one, that is environment, and number two, the life cycle they are having. That particular organism is having one particular type of life cycle. Life cycle हमने already आगे 11th में पढ़ लिया है. It can be haplontic, diplontic, haplodiplontic, right? Fine. So we are starting with the first point, how environment is going to affect the development of zygote. Normally, in case of algae and fungi, they develop a coating surrounding the zygote, a rigid protective layer. So develop a protective layer surrounding the zygote. Protection for what? Protection against desiccation. Desiccation बोले तो dryness. So this is dryness, and it can be for any type of damage. So they develop a protective layer surrounding the zygote to get protection against desiccation and maybe any type of mechanical shock, any type of damage which can lead the particular zygote into trouble. Now what will happen? Because of that, I can always say that in this type of plants, before germination, they enter into a particular resting phase. And that is also known as dormant phase. Dormant phase में वो seed germinate नहीं हो पाता है. That zygote becomes inactive. So that's how the environment affects. This was first point. Now second, the life cycle. I said that life cycles are mainly three types: haplontic, diplontic and haplodiplontic. By taking one example, haplontic life cycle. If particular organism is having haplontic life cycle, then soon after zygote formation, zygote बन गया, which is diploid. Immediately after that, they will show meiosis, reduction functional division. So, haploid spores will be formed. And those haploid spores will get developed into haploid individuals. Same way, you can write about diplontic also, where zygote formation के बाद mitosis होगा. And the new individual which is formed will have diplontic plant body. Haplodiplontic में half of the period zygote will develop, then during gametogenesis meiosis process will occur. So zygote से mitosis, and then again from gametes it will have the meiosis process. Thus how, depending on the life cycle, the zygote formation will take place. Whatever the thing is, I can always write that zygote will act as vital link between two generations. So, zygote will act as vital link, vital बोले तो important, link between two generations. That was all about zygote that we have done. Now we need to focus on embryogenesis. So now the second step that we need to understand, that is embryogenesis. Embryogenesis means the development of embryo from zygote. This is development of embryo from zygote. For that, two main processes are going to happen here. Number one, cell division. Normally, it is of mitosis type. And because of that, more and more new cells will be added. So, number of cells increases. Second, cell differentiation. Where modification in group of cells happen. So small groups of group of cells will be there. Modification होगा उनमें, and because of that they acquire or they form specific tissue and organs. So main two processes are there for embryo formation: cell division and cell differentiation. Now again, where this zygote develops, depending on that we can say that whether the unfertilized egg or the fertilized egg or the young one takes birth. Depending on that, we can categorize animals into two groups. First is oviparous. O, बड़ा वाला O मतलब अंडा, right? So oviparous, where example I can write here: reptiles and birds. They are going to lay eggs. So they lay eggs. These eggs are in safe environment. Kept in safe environment. They'll take particular incubation time. So proper incubation time will be there. Incubation मतलब उनको डेवलपमेंट में कितना टाइम लगता है, हर एक में वो अलग अलग होता है. So that incubation time will be taken and ultimately they have that particular organism, new organism will come out, and during this proper incubation time period hatching will be there. So I can write here hatching will be there by birds and reptiles. So new organism will come out. Specifically in reptiles and birds, they have a protective covering known as calcareous shell, or you can say the shell made up of calcium carbonate will protect that particular egg from environmental unfavorable conditions. So these organisms are oviparous organisms or egg laying organisms. Now we need to study about another type of organisms, viviparous. V सेल्फी टाइम है, सब लोग पोज देते हैं, आपके साथ रहते रहते हम भी सीख गए. मैम सेल्फी करवा ले, पोज दे दो. वी बोले तो viviparous means giving birth to young ones. So viviparous organism where they give birth to young ones. Normally here the examples can be mammals including human being. Here it was reptile and bird. Mammals including human beings. Here proper growth inside female body will occur, and then the young one will be delivered out of the body. Will be delivered out of the body. Normally here embryonic care is proper. Because of that, chances of predation or vulnerable conditions are very less. माँ बच्चे को अपने वुम्ब में, यूट्रस में बहुत अच्छे से संभाल के रखती है. सो इन viviparous organisms ऑफस्प्रिंग्स या यंग वन मर जाते हैं या मेच्योर होने तक डेवलप नहीं हो पाते, वो चांसेस रिड्यूस हो जाते हैं. एंड दैट्स व्हाई वी से ये V for victory, right? So in viviparous embryonic care is much more higher, and because of that the young ones are properly delivered outside the female body. When we are talking about plants, in case of plants, normally after fertilization all the other parts like sepals, petals, stamens will fall off. वो नहीं रहेंगे because development is taking place within female reproductive part. So कार्पेल छोड़ के बाकी सब निकल जाएगा. The question is Can you give certain example where sepals remain after fertilization also? Examples are जहां पे sepals remain after fertilization. क्या है? मुझे नहीं याद आ रहा, ये क्या है? What is this? ब्रिंजल. सेम वे. ये क्या बनाया मैंने? टोमेटो. वन मोर. स्ट्रॉबेरी. उसमें जो ऊपर का ग्रीन पोर्शन दिखता है, इवन चिली, जो ग्रीन पोर्शन है दैट इज सेपल. So even sepal in such type of fruits will remain after fertilization also. Okay. Now what will happen in carpel part that we need to understand? In carpel part, this is ovary and this is ovule. What will happen? After fertilization, I write over here. So, after fertilization, simply I can write that zygote get converted into embryo. Ovule get converted into seed. And the ovary get converted into fruit wall, or you can say pericarp. So if I am drawing a pea and these all are pea seeds, so can I write this as seed? जो फर्टिलाइजेशन के पहले ओव्यूल था, this is pericarp. In your textbook, it has been given as S for seed and P for pericarp. Pericarp stands for ovary. Thus how the conversion will be there in flowering plants, specifically in flowering plants. If you take चीकू, जिसको हम सपोटा बोलते हैं, डीली बोलते हैं, तो उसमें जो चीकू जो ब्राउन पोर्शन दिखता है दैट इज पेरिकार्प, फ्रूट लेयर, जो पहले था ओवरी, और जो अंदर बड़ा ब्लैक सीड मिलता है दैट वॉज ओव्यूल बिफोर fertilization. So that's how the entire process of sexual reproduction get over.